I coach keynote speakers. I tell them never do something on camera. But guess what? I'm gonna break my own damn rule. Let's see, like this. There we go. Live demonstration. Where else are you gonna get this entertainment? There we go. And look, the house is still up. That's fantastic. My wife and my kids will be pleased. And so it rocks like this. These actually last, if I can get the words out, these actually last quite a while. And so I had recharge, I had energy, and I might have had a third one. And again, I got them for my wife. And I think this joint, the recharge, I want to say like several weeks, definitely a month. It lasted a minute. And I rock with them. If you coach with me, you'll see me with a candle over here. Got some type of candle. I ran out of candles. It was a shame because I was using like no shots at them because they just went out of business. But it was like the Bed Bath and Beyond candles, and I was like, wow, I need to set my game back up. It's kind of like having really good coffee, which we're about to get into. It's like once you have good coffee, you're not going to be rocking with the Maxwell House. I want to put this down before I burn myself. Right? What's going on, Carlos? I appreciate the comment. Right, totally. Thank you. See, there you go. There you go. Shout out to Carlos. He actually has an awesome YouTube channel. Be sure and check him out and click on the link down there because it should be in the comments. Feel free to put the link to your channel in there, Carlos, because I think you're doing some really fun stuff within the. I'm not sure if you look at it like this, but I look at it almost like the sociology space as far as how people interact, which I absolutely love. He's doing amazing stuff. So shout out to Carlos. Thank you. And shout out to the Sage. Shout out to the Sage burners out there. I've gotten to that level. I just rock with the candles. If you're interested in, like Carlos was talking about, getting more centered, be sure and check out the live show that I did a handful of months ago about how to get centered today. I talked a little bit about some of the equipment. There's more equipment based today. So there's more of the different gadgets and things of that nature. But on this live show that I had, again, click the link below or click the link in the comments. I actually talk about the process of them, and it's way more based on practice, on theory, practical theory, and on books. So if you're a bookworm like me, again, my 27th book is about to come out. So if you rock with books like I do, you see the big bookshelf behind me. It's not for decoration. If you like books and you like reading like I do, be sure and click on the link. You can learn more about that. Shout out to my robe. Thank you. Well, you might be, for folks that are coming in late, it's the Riley robe, and I rock with it. Oh man. All right. So now we're gonna talk about the opposite of big robe energy. I think I need a hashtag there. Feel free to throw one in the comments. And that is coterie. I'm mispronouncing it because I think it's from India. And I should know better since I have a lot of people over in India. Coterie single origin coffee sampler pack. Listen, I was not a coffee drinker until let's say I was a lot older. Let's put it like that. And it wasn't until I had been to Paris. I think I've been to Paris twice at that time. All these other places that have good coffee. And it wasn't until I went down to Bogota, Colombia. Shout to the Colombians out there. Suddenly the little accent comes out. Shout to the Colombians out there. And I went down there first as a journalist. And then a few years later, I came down there as a keynoter. Thanks for having me down there, y'all. And I fell in love with coffee. And suddenly Juan Valdez, who I grew up with, was my man. Look up Juan Valdez, kids, if you don't know who he is. And you'll learn a little bit more about Colombia and how it infiltrated our culture back in the 80s. Anyway, ended up being fantastic. I became a hardcore coffee drinker. Not every day, but I'm like black coffee, strong coffee, et cetera, et cetera. This joint is interesting because it's actually a sampler pack of coffees from different parts of the world. So I got my behind on a plane. Let's get dramatic here. See, it's all about the show and tell today. I got my behind on a plane and went to, Colombia, went to Iceland, went to Japan a couple times, like the whole nine. I did that. And then that's how I tried their stuff, which I highly recommend, particularly as things start to get a little bit safer. And if you're ready to travel, please go. Please go. Especially if anything over the last few years, we've learned that wherever we want to go, it's not guaranteed to be there. Quite literally. Shout out to my folks in Maui. It's not guaranteed. Like, it's not guaranteed. But this is a great opportunity. If you are at home, if you got little kids at home, even if you have certain physical challenges or limitations, whatever limitations might be, where you can't get there, this is a great way to sample around the world. It looks fascinating. I can't remember how many are in the sampler pack, but it's quite a few. If you're watching on Amazon, you'll see a link to it on there. You can also click the link here in the YouTube channel and see what's going on with that. So cheers to that. Now, the coffee I'm actually drinking, there's a bonus one because you're not going to see it down below if you're on other channels, but on the YouTube channel, bringyourworth.tv, you'll see the link in there. I'm actually drinking Saigon coffee. So it's actually my favorite coffee. There's a big story behind it, but the short version is that my wife and I started our family over in San Diego. We lived there for several years, and they have a farmer's market. Shout out to Hillcrest Farmers Market. And it wasn't too far from our neighborhood. We walk over there from when she was pregnant to all the way to when our second kid was in the papoose in front of me, like that period of time. And they had these little stands for Saigon coffee where they talk about, here's the coffee, here's where it's from, of course, from Vietnam, and then how you can actually make Vietnamese iced coffee with it. And then they have these little coffee shots. No alcohol, just little coffee shots. And as I started to drink coffee, which came in handy after I had kids, it was around the time I started drinking coffee, then I started like rocking with them. And they'd see me and my wife, and they'd see me and my wife, and then my first kid. And then, of course, over the years, it was a handful of years, then they'd see all four of us. And so I still order from them now, even though we haven't lived in San Diego in several years. You know what I mean? And it's such an important part of figuring out what your vibe is, what feels good, and what tastes good. One of the things that I really get, see, there you go. See, coffee for some folks is a moment of zen. And for some folks, it makes them hyper. For me, it chills me the hell out. But, it wasn't until I was into adulthood, well after grad school, and all these periods of time where I actually could have used coffee. It was a period of time where I actually could appreciate coffee. So shout out to Saigon Coffee. Actually, I need to hit you guys up because I need another pack. But I love supporting them. They're a family-run company, and I love their work. And at this point, my eldest just turned 10. So I've been rocking with these guys for more than 10 years. So shout out to Siamese Coffee. I'm sorry, Saigon Coffee. I am tongue twisted today. Must be the coffee. But it's really good stuff. Very strong, lots of flavor. Enough so that I have it shipped to me from San Diego, and I don't live near San Diego anymore. Again, shout out to Coterie Coffee as well. You can check them out. I think they might have a sale going on too, but it depends on the time of this recording, or at the time of this recording. It depends on when you watch this. So be sure and check it out and see what's happening. Excuse me. When it comes to getting centered, it's again deeper than just I'm going to go to an ashram and again chill the hell out for a year. If you're not, that's not going to help you if you don't have some type of alignment to something. And it could be a higher power, it could be a higher purpose, it could be how you want to bring your worth. There needs to be some type of situation there. One way to start is checking out the live program I had again about a year ago. This one was about a year ago, about improving your inner peace. And even with my meditation, there's I meditate. I just took a nap. Like I was trying to practice what I preached today. yeah, my family's healthy, I'm healthy, all those different things, and there's still a ton of different stressors that are there. And so if you don't have that North Star, you could have everything in the world and be grateful for everything in the world. But if you don't have that North Star, it's going to be really difficult for you to find that inner peace. That's what I talk about in the show. Um, yeah, it's pretty deep. But if you feel like you need a vacation or you can't handle things anymore, it might not be practical to wait for life to slow down enough so that you can take care of yourself. It might be that life will get better when you do find a way to make sure that you're okay. Hopefully that makes sense. On that note, what did you do for yourself today? Like right on air, I've done like three things. So it's middle of the day. I'm rocking a robe. I'm drinking my favorite coffee. Again, shout out to Saigon Coffee. And I lit a candle and I'm chilling. You know, I could take another nap. I would love to. But what have y'all have done for you yourselves today? I think that's such an important point. And think about it. Throw it in the comments. Let me know what's good. You know. All right.